What's up, Rich Squad guys? Welcome back to the channel. How are you loving the 2018 World Cup so far? It's been filled with drama, a little bit of controversy, and a lot of mosquitoes. But I'm really enjoying it. I'm really enjoying bringing you the coverage, previews, predictions, reactions, and a few videos in between. Guys, thank you for all those who have subscribed to the channel, who have jumped on board, to everyone who smashed the thumbs up button on my videos, to everyone who shared the videos, to everyone who comment and engage in conversation with me and the other subscribers. I really appreciate it, guys. I really appreciate you being patient with me, not being able to respond to all the comments, like, you know, in a timely manner, because I'm so busy with, you know, work, with normal life, with bringing these videos and everything. But with that said, guys, let's get into some Group E action. As you should know, Group E consists of Brazil, Switzerland, Costa Rica, and Serbia. But in this video, I'll be talking about the Brazil versus Costa Rica fixture. But before I get into that, let's recap what has happened so far in Group E. Serbia defeated Costa Rica 1-0, courtesy of a beautiful free kick by Alexander Kolarov. Keylor Navas pulled off some really big saves, but it wasn't enough to save the Ticos. Then Brazil and Switzerland played to a really gritty 1-1 draw. Switzerland really roughed up Neymar in that match. The goals came courtesy of Philippe Coutinho and Steven Zuba. So after those two matches, Serbia is on top of Group E with 3 points, Brazil second 1 point, Switzerland third 1 point, and Costa Rica at the bottom yet to get off the mark. If you didn't see my prediction videos, you might be asking, what are my predictions for Group E? Well, I'm actually predicting Brazil to top Group E, Serbia, my surprise pick, to come in second, Switzerland third, and Costa Rica, the 2014 World Cup dark horses, to place last. And right about now, so far, so good. Serbia, they are looking poised to do something big in Group E. So guys, now for a brief World Cup profile for both Brazil and Costa Rica. Brazil, who are also known as the Seleção, are the only team who have participated at every single World Cup, dating all the way back to 1930. They have even hosted the World Cup on 2 occasions, in 1950 and the last World Cup in 2014. What is the best World Cup finish for Brazil, you may ask? Well, Brazil are 5-time World Cup champions. They won it in 1958, then again in 1962, then in 1970, then 1994, and last did it in 2002. Their last World Cup appearance came at the 2014 World Cup when they hosted, but they lost 7-1 in the semifinals versus Germany, and even lost the third place playoff match versus the Netherlands 3-0. Like, wow, that's 10-1 in 2 World Cup matches. Horrible. Sorry to remind you Brazilians about that anyway. But for Costa Rica, they're also known as Los Ticos, and they're making their 5th World Cup appearance. Their best finish came at the 2014 World Cup, hosted by the aforementioned Brazil, when they made it all the way to the quarterfinals. And that was also their last World Cup appearance. As for head-to-head, how many times has Brazil and Costa Rica met each other in the past? They have 10 previous meetings, with Brazil winning 9 and Costa Rica winning 1, dating all the way back to the 1960 Pan American Championship. Like, what is a Pan American Championship? Like, that is like so long ago. Brazil and Costa Rica also has World Cup history. They first met at the 1990 World Cup when Brazil defeated Costa Rica 1-0, and then again at the 2002 World Cup when they defeated them 5-2. They last met each other in an international friendly back in 2015. Brazil also won that game 1-0. Form at the 2018 World Cup so far. Well, for Brazil, they drew their first match versus Switzerland. Switzerland really targeted their talisman Neymar and roughed him up, committing 10 fouls against the PSG man. Brazil, however, scored a really good goal to Philippe Coutinho, but fell victim to a Steven Zuba header. So it looks like Brazil are very vulnerable on the set plays. In their last 3 World Cup matches, Brazil has conceded a total of 11 goals and scoring 2. This dates back to 2014. For Costa Rica, they lost their opening match 1-0 versus Serbia. Alexander Kollarov's moment of genius made the difference when he scored a beautiful free kick. Overall, Costa Rica's performance was satisfactory, but they need to up their intensity, and this would be the perfect time to do so, having lost their first match. Players to watch for Brazil and Costa Rica. For Brazil, of course, Neymar. He hopped off during training complaining of a sore ankle, and there's a big injury scare surrounding Neymar. Like, we don't know the full extent of his injury. Remember, he suffered an injury early on in the season for PSG that kept him out for quite a while. But it seems like Neymar is targeted by the opposition players. 10 fouls committed against him versus Switzerland, and the Brazilian Federation are even complaining, saying that he is a targeted player. And guys, remember at the 2014 World Cup when he was taken out by Carlos Sanchez versus Colombia? And who knows, that could have been the reason why Brazil got trashed versus Germany, trashed versus Netherlands, and did not win the World Cup. But what I'm trying to understand is why this never happens with Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi. How come these two star players aren't getting roughed up by the opposition players? Is it that the opposition love Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi and they respect them? Who knows? Maybe Neymar is a snobby player and he's not well loved amongst the opponents. It can definitely be so, because how are you being taken out so often by the opposition players? So if Neymar features in the match versus Costa Rica, he will need to get his act together and come good for Brazil, because he didn't do jack shit in the match versus Switzerland. Also, we have to keep an eye on Philippe Coutinho. He scored the only goal for Brazil versus Switzerland, and he is the real danger man for Brazil, if you ask me. And it's not Neymar. It is Philippe Coutinho. I guess I could actually say that in hindsight, right? But the former Liverpool, now Barcelona man is definitely a danger man for Brazil. Look out, Costa Rica. Philippe Coutinho is coming for you. Also, the left back, Marcelo, he needs to put in a better performance than he did versus Switzerland. I don't think he was dangerous at all on the attack like he usually overlaps for Real Madrid. So Marcelo gotta come better if Brazil is to actually grab a W versus Costa Rica. For Costa Rica, players to watch: Marco Urania, the LAFC man up top. He lacked the service up top, and that's why I think he was quite ineffective. Also, Christian Bolaños coming off the bench, look really, really lively, look dangerous, so he might get a look in to start versus Brazil. Also, Joel Campbell, similar situation as Christian Bolaños. When these two players came into the team, it injected some life into the Costa Rican 11. And we definitely have to look out for this duo. Also, man, the big shot stopper, Keylor Navas, the man to watch. The man to watch. He pulled off some big saves for Costa Rica versus Serbia. But it was only because of Alexander Kollarov's brilliance why Costa Rica couldn't rub out a point in that first game. What changes should the head coaches make coming into this fixture? Well, for Brazil, Neymar, he can sit out if he is not fully fit. Maybe it's just a whole hype situation around his injury, but we will just have to wait and see. I don't expect Tite to actually tinker with the lineup too much, but we could also see Casemiro drop into the bench and Fernandinho starting in this match. For Costa Rica, Oscar Ramirez can choose to bring in both Joel Campbell and Christian Bolaños if he wants to make a statement versus Brazil. So guys, now for the sweetest part, my prediction: Brazil versus Costa Rica. Well, Costa Rica didn't play too bad versus Serbia at all, but it's a really tricky match. If you look at the history, if you want to factor in history, which you shouldn't really factor in, but Brazil 9-1 versus Costa Rica. You see a trend there, guys. You see a trend. Costa Rica, they could also be a banana peel for Brazil as well. Look at what they did at the 2014 World Cup, getting all the way to the quarterfinals. But if they pull off a draw, oh man, this would be a big result and they will be happy with this. They will fancy themselves versus Switzerland to pull off a W and repeat what they did at the 2014 World Cup. But guys, I'm not predicting any hiccups, no upset in this one. I'm going to go for a 2-0 win for Brazil. So what's your prediction for the Brazil versus Costa Rica match? Let me know in the comment section down below. So guys, for question of the day, do you think that Neymar Jr. will elevate to the heights of Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi before he calls time in his career? Let me know your answer in the comment section down below. So guys, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, smash the thumbs up button. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And until next time, peace out. Rich Squad.